What is body positivity and why does it matter? Hi! I'm Dr. Liz Powell from Sex-Positive Psych.
I'm Carly. I blog at dildo-or-dildon't.wordpress.com.
Very cool. And Carly is joining me here today to talk more about body positivity. So Carly, for people who don't know, what does body positivity mean?
Body positivity is really just being comfortable in your own skin and like not allowing other people or outside influences to affect how you feel about yourself.
That is so hard.
Yeah.
That is so hard.
Yeah. For as much as I talk about it, even I struggle with it. Like there are days that like I'm like, oh, like I'm self-conscious about this thing or like I'm not feeling good about this other thing. Like even I struggle with it.
Yeah. I mean, throughout the course of my life, I don't know that I can remember a time since like middle school that I've felt good about my body on any kind of consistent basis. And like I've been a variety of different sizes and shapes over a lot of different years. I've been varieties of more fit and strong versus kind of more focusing on restoration and healing. And I don't know that there's ever been a time where I looked at my body and I was like, yes, this one. Not like, oh, but these things could change, and I want to change this bit.
Yeah. Even now, like, I feel very confident in my body. Like, it, has gotten me to where I am. I, like, am able to do the things that I do. And, of course, there's, like, one or two things that I would love to change.
Sure.
But, like, overall, like, it's about just feeling confident in myself and, like, if someone's going to say something negative to me, to not let that, like, really, like, dig into me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We live in a world that is so saturated with beauty messages.
Yeah.
And with messages about, like, what kind of bodies are acceptable or beautiful and what kinds of faces and what kinds of skin tones and what kinds of presentation from, like, masc to femme. And there's just so many messages about who we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes to figure out ways to get yourself away from those messages.
Yeah.
What has been helpful for you in like working on body positivity for yourself?
Honestly, what's really been helpful for me is like I've done sex work for a long time. I started out in not the most fun way. Like I had a pimp who like took advantage of me. But now like I produce my own content. I have control over every image that goes out of me. Mm-hmm. I only do the things that I want to do. I don't have sex with people I don't want to have sex with. And like that has been really, really great about like reclaiming like my pleasure, my time, my money, and my body.
That's amazing. Yeah. And I think it's so great to have narratives about sex work that aren't this like shitty mainstream narrative of like sex workers are these poor victims that we need to rescue or these terrible fallen women who are irredeemable. That there's this way that sex work for a lot of people is very healing and gives them a lot of feeling of like empowerment.
Yeah. Even through all like the terrible things that did happen with him and like he did abuse me and, like, take a lot of my money and things like that. Like, he is in jail now, so, like, he got his karmic retribution.
I'm so glad he did.
Yeah.
So few do.
But, like, even during that time, like, I felt very powerful because, like, you're giving people, like, this very sensual, intimate experience and, like, it was how I kind of learned, like, about pleasure and, like, my own body and, like, I learned a lot from clients, too. Like, I learned about, like, a squirting orgasm from someone that, like, like, you never would have thought. And, like, I had great times. Like, there's always a couple of shitty stories, but, like, I had a good time. Like, it was great. I made a lot of money. I looked hot doing it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's so cool that sex work for you is a way to start coming to accept your body. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people have the misconception that, like, all sex workers look the same. Yeah. Or that, like, most mainstream porn has a very particular look that it's going for, right? That is somehow, for all of sex work, the one look. And it's not.
No.
I have met people who are sex workers of all different shapes and sizes, of all different, like, people who use mobility aids versus people who have different impairments or who need different accessibility. It's just...
Porn really lets you see the beauty in every body because, like, there's going to be someone who's into that thing. Like, even that thing that you're super self-conscious about, like, I used to be really insecure about my belly, and now, like, there's so many people that are into, like, my round belly that, like, I love it. My belly is adorable. Like, it's super cute. People pay me to, like, rub my belly and show them my belly, and, like, it's wonderful. It's, like, really helped me accept it. And, like, if there's, like, something that, like, you have, like, a weird toe, or, like, you're missing an arm, like, someone is going to be into that thing, and, like, it can really help you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, it's so funny you said that, because I have had a lot of insecurity about my belly lately, because when I got out of the, like, when my disability was first diagnosed and I had to change what I was doing for working out, and I came back from my deployment in Afghanistan and just haven't kept up fitness in the same way since that, I felt really self-conscious about my belly. And so 2 days ago, yesterday maybe it was, I was in this hotel room, and one of the people that I'm dirty texting with, I had promised him some naughty pictures after my panel. And so one of my roommates was in the room when I came in here to take them. And I was like, can you just take some pictures of me? And she did this whole set of photos. And the last set was these ones where I was kneeling naked on the bed and, like, doing this kind of thing. And I thought I looked so sexy as I was posing. And then I looked at the photos and all I could see was my belly.
Yeah.
And then I showed it to a few people, and they're like, oh my god, I love these ones. You look so good. And I'm like, but my belly. They're like, no, your belly is great.
Yeah, right?
And it's just so fascinating, the things that we think are broken and wrong, that really, like, there's no right or wrong body.
Exactly. And, like, when I was growing up, I actually had my degree in music performance.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I play euphonium, which is, like, a smaller tuba.
Oh, cool.
And I did a lot of drum and bugle corps. So, like, growing up, like, I have this one very pronounced muscle because, like, the horn is very heavy.
Yeah,
so, like,
and you get a lot
growing up holding that heavy horn, like, just made my body develop that way. And, like, no matter how much weight I gain, I still have that muscle. And, like, my body's always been very muscular and, like, broad and strong. And, like,
you got the broad shoulders, I see.
And I used to be very insecure about that because I was like, oh, it's not, like, feminine enough. And, like, now I'm like, you know what? But, like, I'm as feminine as I want to be. Like,
I mean,
people
you
don't
look
get
super femme.
I mean, I like to think that I'm high
You
femme.
look really femme.
Yeah.
Like as someone who presents very femme, like, you look really femme.
Glitter, lipstick, like, all my Instagram and, like, social media stuff is makeup and sin. Like, I love makeup, I love glitter, like, and, like, for someone to tell me that because my shoulders are broad, I'm not feminine is, like, ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, like, it's coming to terms with stuff like that, like, really helped.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking about body positivity with me.
You.
For folks who want to find you, where can they find out more about you?
Yeah, so all of my social media is Makeup and Sin. I'm there on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like, that's just the screen name that I love. My blog is dildo.wordpress.com, where I also write a lot about body positivity as well as, like, toys and fun things like that. And if you're ever in New York City, I teach at the Pleasure Chest. My name is Carly again, so if you see Carly in New York, that's me. I talk about, like, wands and blowjobs and all these fun things.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right.